Alright, should be back. Oh, what the fuck is it with my AirPods on these days? It's horrible. Alright, okay, so I think we're getting close to the 50th day. It's pretty cool. Cause this fucker, she walks in. She's ruined my video.
Sorry.
I mean, sorry. Motherfucker. Alright, let's just get into it. So, regarding crypto related shit, even though I don't trade crypto, I don't know, the markets are just dead. Everything. I could kind of see this happen, so I think we had this here, result move. This was caused from an ETF, I believe, spot filed or some shit. So that was very bullish, and caused it was this. This was a huge liquidation all at once. It just made price action look like shit. You got this, and then you got that. But then obviously yesterday we had the correction, because realistically this wasn't, nobody, like the actual market movers, they didn't want the price actually to be here, but obviously they were moving it because of everybody else and the fact that it was bullish. So what did they do? They moved it up, only to trap everybody, these levels and these levels, to liquidate more, send them back down to the same level we were just at a couple of days ago. Because that's the truth. If they want to fit inside all of these imbalances all the way up here, then they'll do that in the process, which is what they did, obviously, which isn't difficult. You know, I mean, Bitcoin on an overall sort of scale, it isn't really hard to like understand. I don't really like the dark thing. Hold on, let me change it over to this. I did take a trade earlier. I managed to win like $20. But if we go over to shitcoin, or Bitcoin, my bad, we can have a look. So we had this yesterday, or the other day. So we had the price rally up and fill up all these gaps. Essentially, we come into here. So obviously, like, we had all this imbalance, and then there wasn't really too much imbalance here. There was just more zones, and then obviously this main one, which obviously would cause this price to come down. Now, yeah, if you look at it, this was the price when it came down. So it came down from here, and it broke these levels here with this one, and this was our protected high. It comes down, redistributes from the 24th of July all the way to the 17th of August, 16th, 17th, when price comes down and just precipitously falls right below all of these zones here, including this, which was the huge capitulation. And then then we had this. You could either call this an accumulation or a redistribution, depending depending on what you want to call it. I would most likely be I would believe personally that this is more or less just a redistribution, to send prices even lower and to come into this zone down here, right? I'm not saying it will. I'm saying that there's a possibility, and I think that anything's possible, right? Obviously, this is a huge liquidity grab though. So even coming down to this zone is really, really fucking. It's like, I mean, it's not like it's not gonna happen. It's just the chances of it coming all the way down here, like maybe here, where I just marked this red line, that's possible, which is 22.5k. It's possible, but all the way down into the deep retracements of 20k, no. But it's definitely possible, of course. And even 20k, but again, that is, I mean, the reason I come up with this is because we broke this low here. This low here. So we had this up move, this pullback, and this was the lowest point of that pullback before it broke this structural high, and then it kind of just sit around, came down, redistributed, collapsed, came up, did whatever it did the other day. Might just sit like that. Maybe it comes to test this zone up here. Perhaps, or perhaps it just breaks through, and then we see another reversal upwards, which is also possible, because this could also be an accumulation, and this could have just been a liquidity grab, which invalidates your overall bias of coming down and smashing straight through a zone. Because it didn't smash through, it just liquidated through. It just went and it came back up quickly, because so it went. There were so many orders here, like literally anywhere. Right, there were stops. There were stop losses everywhere, because people are like, nah, no, it's going to come down to 27k. Even more people I know said, nah, it's not going to come to 27k. Surely not. It won't go below 26k. It did. No, it won't go below 25. 25, no. 25 was just all the way down here. Nah. Came down, it just finished on. Finished off just absolutely slaughtering. And ruining people's lives, essentially. But that's the aim of the game, isn't it? That's where they make the money. By liquidating the fuck out of everybody. Unless you can see it coming, then I saw it coming, but that's just because it was quite obvious in my eyes. We had bearish structure, so if we talk about this point in time, yeah. I only saw that we broke this zone here. So we broke these lows, these lows, right? So we've started to bring in bearish structure. We already had these highs get failed, so we had this, right? And then it comes down, it breaks this low, comes back, comes down, and then obviously it breaks this, and then it redistributes. Cool. Well, at this point we're just like, okay, it's came down, but it's bearish at this point because it's taking liquidity from below, right? So the anticipation was that this zone would hold. What happens? It comes in, creates a UTAD, right, which is distribution form of Wyckoff, or redistribution in this case with the UT. Then we had the UT, right, which everybody was like, oh, okay, maybe this is the top. No, remember, this UTAD will liquidate this UT. So what happened? Price liquidated, but it didn't get above the zone, snapped back down, and then this is where the capitulation occurred shortly after, all the way down, which is actually quite obvious. I knew that it was gonna just come down hard, but I just didn't know when. To be honest with you, but yeah, good days. I mean, let's have a look at what we can trade for today. We've got any music on? I'm kind of like listening to some dead music right now. I can't even skip because it's Spotify. That's so shit. Alright, bearish structure on this bearish. Looking to liquidate potentially these lows. Potentially, doesn't mean we have to. But we did have this MB tap, so this you use this, yeah. So you would highlight this as your zone, or just a little bit lower, like that. That's how you would highlight it. And then what do we have inside of this zone? We've got on a 5 minute, a little bit easier to see. Then down move, break, down move, then move here. So if we get a break in this level, we're going to take a long. I'm going to take a long probably up to either here, which you could do, or you could start to take it to these highs, which is where I'm going to take it. I'm going to be looking to protect this as a low. That's how I'm going to trade this, right? But realistically, my first exit would probably be, if I was looking at it, probably equilibrium area, so here. So we'll copy the link now. It looks like we entered the trade as well. Yep, we've entered. So that was quick. That was like the quickest trade I've been able to just enter. Like for real. I don't know how. But we've entered the trade. Okay. So this is our low. We're targeting either this will be our first take profit. So we'll highlight this as take profit 1, and then this will be our last take profit. Because I've actually been refining my strategy a little bit, and I realised that if you're doing like 4 or 5 take profits, even though you're partially managing positions, you're not making as much really. So if you take 50% out, and then you do it again, you make technically more. It's kind of strange, unless it runs like fucking 1,000 something pips, then you could be. But still, if you keep managing like at every single liquidity point, and you're running a 500 pip, that's not going to be good. You're going to be missing out so much. That's why you have to be very careful. So I only really take like two take profits, 1, 2. Now sure, it could always run all the way past this level. But if that occurs, and that happens, it's not the end of the world. I'm still taking a couple hundred from this, you know what I mean? So I don't really give a fuck. But I think this will do well. So we'll come back to that. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't fucking work. You know, that was just a quick trade I looked at in about a couple seconds to kind of find. So I mean, gold on the other hand, I don't really trade gold too much, but the structure has basically switched on this break. So if we just look on this bit here, so if we highlight this as our shit, can I just, mate, are you fucking with me right now? Oh, don't even fuck with me, don't even fuck with me. Because that's not the high. This is the high. Right here, there we go. Cool. Shit. Like that. So we broke this. So in my head, what? I can't zoom. Oh, okay, I'm already zoomed out. I was so confused for a second. I was like, wait, why is it not? So anticipation is either this zone, this liquidity breakdown, but this will probably just be liquidity point. I think we'll come to target these highs up here on gold, right? Personally, this is what caused the huge impulse. I mean, it could be this one as well, but it'll be up there. So I think we can take longs technically, up to those levels. Okay, so on a 15 minutes bullish, we had an MB created on this, or DB, David Block. I call it myself because I'm David. I'm the best. I'm joking or not. I don't really give a fuck. Hold on. So I had this. This is the MB that we created, right? That cool. So we had the mitigation right now occurring inside of this, right? So all we're really looking for is a 1 minute entry. So we have the pullback now. Okay. So we're looking to break in this structure. I'm looking to protect the low, whichever was created, to start taking the highs. So we're looking to take a long off of this and protect potentially. This is a low, but it might come down even more. So wherever it does come down to, that'll be how low we protect. Makes sense? And then we're going to be targeting realistically. Hold on. Realistically, this line that we created. I believe, yeah. So we're going to be targeting this as a high to take liquidity. Oh shit! I just did that. Come on. Like that, right? That gives us 1,000 profit. $1,000 credit. But yeah. Good. Oh god. Yeah, so we get the. Oh, I mean, we've already got the mitigation anyways. We do have this single MB as well, right? So we have this break, this move, and then the validation. So we're looking for this low right here. Technically to hold. If this holds, then we are validating our thing. But we are kind of adding loss, but it's not a huge loss. Like a loss of 78 is $700, which is a bit iffy, but you know what? It happens. It happens. We did have this breakdown, and then validation, but again, I'm still a little bit unsure on this, so I'm gonna be patient. I mean, we'll go back to this trade real quick. Was it this one? This one. Was it this one? Which one was I just taking? Oh, this one. Oh yeah. So this looks like it's probably gonna fail. I don't know why. I mean, maybe we didn't get the validation. I mean, we did. We did get the validation above there, but then it just comes back down. But did I even apply my rules? That's the question. Because we got this down move, this break. I didn't even apply my rules. That's why. Alright, fair enough. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Sure. It is what it is. I think the reason why I lost this, actually, I just noticed, was that usually my rules consist of double MB confirmations. So we had this MB here, got validate here, but then we didn't have a pullback. We entered off of this. Like, why would we enter off of this? Because there was no pullback. And now we have the mitigation, right, into this zone. The anticipation is that if price breaks, this would most likely be more accurate, but if price breaks this level here, now, then it would be valid to enter along, rather than what I did, because there was no validation, so that makes more sense. And then yeah, we'd be taking it to these highs. Like that. That was actually my bad. I just noticed how shit that was. That was a very shit entry. So we can't enter this currently. Got the breakdown. I'm guessing yes, this is a reaction point. So rejection, we have the up move, breakdown, the up move, which liquidated these, so it's invalidated, bang, breakdown. So there's no entry we could have taken either way. We could be looking for entries to go short for sure. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. If we get the validations, but like I said, trading always comes down to patience. Like, there's nothing to take really. Nothing to really take, to be honest. Especially with the displacement here. If we get a pullback and then a break in that liquidity area, then yeah, for sure, we would be valid for the short. But right now, no. That's why sometimes, like, when you're on here, it kind of pisses you off because you're out here waiting for confirmations. Like, what is this? You know, we have a zone here, zone up here, mitigated. We have to look for mitigations. This zone did get mitigated, so it will probably break through, which it did. Down to this move. But again, it is bearish. So it could start to liquidate these lows down here. Or it bounces and it starts to go bullish, which you can also do. But if it breaks this, then no. A little less unlikely. But yeah. That's why sometimes, like, people can't trade because of how just impatient they are. But usually, at most times, I can find a trade within a couple minutes. So like, even if I'm looking at it on a very low time frame, like even on a 1 minute, just if I look at a few candles, I can tell myself an entry. Okay? Up, break, okay? What does this mean? If we break this level, right? If we break this, we enter like this. This is how I would enter. And I start targeting. And this is how I would enter a trade, just off of a few candles. Apply my rules. We protect this as a high. It doesn't matter. This is valid. This is valid, and this is valid. You're just losing more if you do like that. Okay, where would you target? I don't know. Go on 1 hour. Have a look at liquidity points. You know what I mean? Like, it's not rocket science. Okay, what do we have? We have we don't have much for a while. We have like these lows down here. I'll probably targeting, personally, I'd be targeting most likely this, in my opinion. So we get the entry, okay, let's just see how it goes, but we're going to copy this, I'm going to see how it goes. This is going to be our first take profit. Okay, and we're going to just let it ride and see what happens. But what I'm saying is that just by looking at candles, I can tell how I went off of a 1 minute. Sometimes I'll lose for sure, but usually I overthink shit, and I'm always like, yeah, I can do this, this, and this. And you don't have to sort of overcomplicate things. Like structure, bearish, okay, we're looking for sales, right? That's the first thing you want to look for. Okay, so we're looking for sales. We've established that. Okay, what do we have just there? I mean, with the up move, then we had the break, then we had this retest, and then we broke this level, right? What does that mean? What does it mean? Validates this and it validates this. So you could have entered right here to short. If you're like me and you want at your chart at that point in time, what could you have done? Wait for the break in another liquidity point. What happened? We got the break. I entered just below because sometimes it might just wick and fucking overreact like a bitch. Okay? Again, gold. Right? Bullish. It's bullish. We'd have break down, break up, break down. Where would you have entered? Right here. You're protecting this as a low and you're protecting this as a high. Okay? These are the small plays that you can make, and these are the small plays that can pay off, right? You would have entered off with this validation because you get the breakdown, break up, validate, breakdown, break up, validation, and you would have entered off with that. Maybe just a tiny bit above like that, and you'd be targeting this as a high. And guess what? That's 100. 100? Fucking hell. That's $1,000. You know? This is $1,000 for a trade. Profit. Okay? And I don't want to try and like say it's really difficult because it's not, but it kind of is. If you don't understand how to do it, then yes, it's very difficult. If you don't know how to manage positions, then it's very difficult. And there we go. There's an easy $1,000. I don't have to do anything for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, some people just overcomplicate the fuck out of things, right? I could come over to here. Okay, we have a remember we were talking about double MBs and shit like that? We have up moves, down moves, right? It's literally just this. Hold on. In fact, let me go to paint. It's literally just this. 1, 2, enter. Right? And this should be your stop loss. You retire again. But it's not just that. It has a lot more to it, right? So there's zones, right? And then it's coming up to these zones to potentially sell into other zones, into buys, into whatever, and then following that overall structure. So the overall market structure, right, was bearish. What happened? It created this higher low before it broke this structure, and then it targeted this as a structure, and then pulled back into potentially, obviously, this zone to go higher, right? So it's also seeing shifts in the overall institutional order flow. So if you look at it like this, you had bearish structure, right? Price coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down. And then you have this break here, this break here. You could have entered your long off of this, protected this as a low, targeted potentially this as a high, or this, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's on a high time frame, like just these big moves, or if I'm doing a different colour. It doesn't matter if this is the overall institutional flow. It doesn't matter. That does seem a little strange, that flow, but that could just be a switch. Like I said, it doesn't matter because the same applies on any time frame where you have these levels, you have the liquidation of these lows, you have the potential retest, and then the liquidation. You're looking for sales off zones up here. You wait for it to come into this zone to show displacement on a lower time frame. Then you enter off of that. So you have even lower time frame to confirm that, and then you take the bigger play down to liquidate this low, right? And then so forth, and you just keep doing that. Essentially, that is how I trade. Okay, but obviously with this, we didn't get the like I said, I was waiting for price to come up to take the trade. We couldn't, right? Which is fine. That happens. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just means that we can't take it. But yeah, this one, news, yeah, definitely news. Definitely news, for sure. We got these long ass wicks, yeah, news 100%. You know this? This is $6,000 profit. I know, right? Incredible. But that is just luck, in my opinion. You just wait for news to come out and then being greedy and shit. I just don't see the point. But yeah, we traded just before news, so that's why we have this stupid wick, right? But again, we took profits. Technically, we would have took 50% of this, which is 5.5, and then we would have moved to break even, and we would have got stopped out. So we're just gonna put that on here. 5.5, unfortunately, because of news. Something like that, right? So I could just, next time I could just trade without news. But yeah, what I was trying to show you, like, even though we went to pretty much take 40 EP, I think, is no matter what time frame you're on, you look at this, okay, you look at it and you have this, okay, these white candles are up, and then what do you have? You have a break in this candle here, this candle break below this candle. It has to be inside of a POI though, a zone, right? And you have this up move, and then the break, okay, we're looking for now, an up move and a break. What do we have? This up move, and either the break in this, or the break in this overall up move, which could look different on a high time frame, right? So you could have entered either here, or here, let's just say here, okay? Take this as a high, and you'd either be targeting this as a low, or this. Why this? Because this is the start of the MV where the orders got filled, okay? And that would give you another $68 profit. Take it, it's a nice trade, easy money. Move on to the next, okay? Remember, overall order flow, bullish. So you don't want to be taking huge sales, remember. These are not plays to be taking huge sales because it's not going to happen. So where we have this down move, the rejection, or the validation in this, right? Where we have the pullback, the validation here, okay? You can enter. You can enter from here. You protect this low here, okay? And where are you actually targeting? Most likely this zone, but obviously we get stopped out eventually. Perhaps because of the POI, lack of validation, loads of things, but sometimes it's just unlucky. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm not actually tired, but yeah. Peace out. We're already at like 28 minutes. So yeah, bye.